Boa noite, pessoal. Tudo bem com vocês? Gente, sejam todos muito bem-vindos. Essa é mais uma transmissão do Global Lean Senseis. Esse evento é uma iniciativa da Prática Lean e conta com o apoio do roncha.org. Pessoal, acho que muitos de vocês já me conhecem. Eu sou o João Luiz Piancó, sou o CEO da Prática Lean. Eu gostaria de apresentar a vocês, pessoal, uma pessoa que está muito aqui com a gente e que muitas vezes essa pessoa a gente não apresenta, né? Então, eu gostaria de apresentar o Tomás Amirati, que é meu sócio na Prática Lean, é o nosso diretor de gestão e capacitação. E hoje nós vamos fazer a live também aqui com o Michael Ballé. Esse cara, pessoal, ele é o fundador do Instituto de França. Ele escreveu diversos livros e uma trilogia de sucesso, que é a trilogia da Mina de Ouro. Eu acho que muitos de vocês devem conhecer, né, a Mina de Ouro, o Gerente Lean e Liderar com Respeito. Tomás, dá um oi pro pessoal aí, a gente começar aqui, passar aqui a live, né, falar sobre um pouco mais sobre esse formato, de como é que a gente fez hoje.
Pessoal, boa noite, muito obrigado pela presença de todos vocês. Nós abrimos alguns grupos de discussão para melhorar, fazer uma melhoria contínua nas nossas lives. E um dos pontos que muitas pessoas levantaram foi a demora, principalmente quando era uma pessoa de fora, que era em inglês, e tinha o tempo da tradução. Isso estava levando nossas lives para um tempo bem esticado. Então, a gente foi pensando em como a gente fazer para melhorar, e hoje a gente vai trazer um formato um pouco diferente, com essa melhoria que o pessoal propôs. Eu fiz a entrevista mais cedo com o Michael Ballé, e fizemos um vídeo com as respostas dele, e já legendamos para deixar para vocês com a legenda feita, para deixar a nossa live bem compacta e interessante. A entrevista do cara foi sensacional. O cara é demais. O pensamento dele com essa parte de liderança é fenomenal. Eu que tenho MBA em gestão de pessoas, eu fiquei abismado com a facilidade do cara de tratar e de como ele expõe as coisas. Pessoal, muito bom e imperdível.
Vamos lá, galera. Vamos lá, que o negócio está muito bom. Gente, então, para satisfação de vocês, vamos apresentar uma coisa bem mais compacta. Quem entende de inglês fica com o áudio original, quem não entende vai pela legenda. E vamos lá, vou colocar aqui o vídeo para vocês.
João, não tá aparecendo aqui.
Não está aparecendo?
Não.
O que não está aparecendo? Na tela?
Isso.
Vou voltar aqui, tá? Desde o começo?
Isso, desde o começo, por favor. Tá. Bota não. Perfeito.
Desculpa aí, pessoal.
The question I get asked the most is, how do I get my managers involved? How do I get more support from my Lean efforts? How do I convince them? I've been observing Lean initiative for more than 25 years now, and my short answer is, you can't. Bosses are bosses. They will do what they want, period. What you can do, however, is lead by example, by practicing Lean yourself. You're in charge of a 3-people team, practice Lean. Like me, you're just in charge of yourself, practice Lean. Demonstrate how you do it and the results you get. More importantly, demonstrate your ability to learn through Lean. Because in the end, this is what Lean means to me. A method to accelerate learning. How to tackle new events, new circumstances, new crises sometimes, and use them to build a stronger connection with your customer and a stronger, more flexible and more resilient operation at the same time by engaging and involving people around you. And it's fun. With the solving problems with people builds lasting bonds. And as you grow older, you realize that not only do you make friends by improving performance, but in fact, you improve performance by making friends. So, 1, accept it. You can't convince your boss. 2, but you can show and lead by example. And 3, by demonstrating how Lean accelerates learning. The first place to start is, what is victory? What are our top success priorities? So if we need to demonstrate Lean leadership ourselves first, how do we go about it? The first step is defining victory. What does it mean to win? Victory is moving towards an outcome. It's not as simple as achieving one single output, like the best price or this or that. That's easy, but the consequences are terrible because there are all sorts of variables involved. And you have to think deeply about what you want to do. For instance, several years ago, I worked with a young maintenance director for a high-speed train maintenance operation. He has since become the Trainline CEO, and more importantly, a good friend. We spent many hours on the game, visiting all aspects of his operations, just debating it. And we asked the question, asking ourselves, what does it mean to win here? Eventually, what he came up with was first, punctuality. Trains must run on time. This is what customers most expect. This is on top of their list. They expect trains to run on time. Then cleanliness. This is also on top of customers' list. And then he reasoned he needed to achieve it by leveraging his staff's professionalism and teamwork. So 3-people development. Finally, in such large and complex organization, winning also means keeping headquarters happy. So there, the priorities were set, and in that order. In the process, we discovered something obvious with hindsight, but not so obvious at the time at all. In order to run, trains have to run. This means that focusing all the maintenance effort on less trains and having them run better and better, they could improve punctuality and cleanliness and savings millions in the process, not by reducing headcount, but by using much less material and giving back trains to headquarters. It was a stunning Lean lesson. Over 5 years, his team achieved a 20% improvement in punctuality, 40% less trains immobilized for maintenance, halving the number of breakdowns, train outages, and an increase of 15 points in employee engagement surveys. That was a stunning success, which did get noticed by his managers and got him promoted. So now he continues to practice and demonstrate Lean at a higher level. So to summarize, 1, define victory. What makes a win? 2, order your priorities of what you want to achieve. 3, keep track of your results. Lean really is about knowledge leadership. And the question is, how can we know everything? Of course we can't. When I think back at those early Gemba visits with the train maintenance, it was overwhelming. So just picture it. See the size of the trains and the size of the hangars to hold these high-speed trains. We visited every operation from the engine compartment of trains to the washing machine. It was daunting. And my friend had to accept that lean leadership first meant knowledge leadership. He couldn't run globally like this. In order to lead, he needed to understand a huge range of topics. There's an old story in Lean about rowers in a canoe. So some want to paddle one way, the others want to paddle the other way, and most of them stay with the paddle and they are waiting to see which way will pan out. When the leader doesn't know what is what, sometimes she gives reason to the first group, sometimes she gives reason to the second group, and she never realizes what she's doing, but the canoe stays in the same place. So to be able to know which side you favor, you have to understand the issues. And this is where Lean is so helpful. He realized he didn't need to know everything. He needed, however, to understand the critical problems in each area. In his job, first it meant understanding each train better. It meant respecting trains as if they were people, with their DNA, their history, their issues. Then it meant understanding logistics, repaired parts, spare parts, so on. And then planning with all the different work crews and the scheduling and the complex work and so on. So by following the lean path of visualizing processes and getting people to agree on what the main problem was, he learned. And in the process, he also forged a team. To sum up, 1, lean leadership is knowledge leadership. 2, you need to look into every area. 3, you don't need to know everything, but you need to understand what the main problems are in every area. 4, visualizing processes reveals problems and gets people to agree on the main challenges. Collective leadership is much stronger than a strong leader. And that is another secret of lean leadership. Collective leadership is stronger than strong leadership. From the press, from films, we're bombarded with images of strong, take charge leaders, and they tell everyone what to do. You do this, you do that. And yeah, that might be necessary sometimes in times of absolute crisis when everybody's lost in situation. But most of the time, it's terribly counterproductive. People have their own experience, their own knowledge, their own ideas, and often they do know better than you. And they know that. If you tell them what to do, they just think no less. So then they reinterpret and they resist, and why would they change their minds? Collective leadership is about fixing the team first. Getting agreement on what we're trying to do and what the challenges are, and then listening to what each person would like to do. How would they go about it? Where would they start? What do we need to learn? And then you're creating a mutual observation and discussion space so that we can look at things together and debate them and decide them among ourselves. Who does what, why, focusing on people's strengths, insights, initiatives. It's like a sports team. And you know what? It gets really fun as results start coming in. The whole team gets to enjoy work so much more. And so you start with the leadership team, and then you can expand it to everyone. My friend had Kaizen wars and problem-solving balls everywhere, and he visited them often, and people were astounding. They knew so much. We just had never asked them. So looking into specific problems, they came up with incredible solutions. Collective leadership is stronger than a strong leader. 2, fix the team, they'll fix performance. And 3, create time and space for observation, discussion, and experimentation together. To see what we're doing, you need to understand there are 3 learning loops that we want to accelerate. I was listening today to the International Space Station's commander describing how he learned everything he had to know to run the spaceship, which is an incredible amount. He said that he always started with the big picture, reading about everything and then looking into the smallest detail in practice and then running through this again. So up and down. So you keep resetting your brain so that the information stays fresh. This is what we do on the Gemba. We look into the detail of concrete things, but that's not enough. You also have to learn the whole thing, the world, all the colors of the rainbow that create the big picture. And then back to the specifics. This is what we call the helicopter. Big picture, specific, big picture, detail. So in Lean, the big picture in Lean is that we have 3 learning loops we're trying to accelerate. The first learning loop is linking customer preferences and tastes to our product or service. How do we design stuff that has the best fit to customer? This is an endless quest because customers change. They take things for granted. So you need to keep exploring and learning all the time. What is it they're really about right now in this times, in this context? Second, there is the production to product loop. How do we deliver every day, come rain or shine? How do we build a better work environment to make it easier to deliver flawless work without rejects, reworks, or waste of any kind? And thirdly, there's the production to suppliers loop. How can we encourage and sustain a total supply chain that is both flexible, resilient, and at the lower total cost? And this really involves learning about suppliers and building stronger partnerships. To lead with Lean, we have to keep in mind those 3 fundamental learning loops. So to learn, move back and forth between details and the big picture. And understand at the big picture level the 3 learning loops we want to accelerate, which are fit to customer, fit to engineering, and total supply chain. So if we looked at fit of customers, how do we engineer the product? To get closer to customers and help them solve their problems in a way they want to, not your company finds convenient or easier. You have to see your product or service as a flow of products with a rhythm of releases, a product tag time, if you wish. Each product tag is the occasion to ask, what do we keep? What do we change? Where do we have to put in more work and more value into the product or the service? Where can we reduce costs without damaging the product in the hand of the customer? Where does technology offer us new opportunities? How do we know this? Well, by learning from every customer command and complaint. Customer service is our greatest teacher. By investing in solving every customer problem, we learn about our product fit. And we also learn about what is easy or hard to solve. This tells us how to move the product closer to customers. And of course, looking to defects first in the production and then following the thread back all the way to engineering. A product has a number of features. Each feature is delivered by a technological function, which needs to work. All these functions need to work as a system. So we need to study how we deploy these functions to keep our eyes on the prize, a working, easy, friendly, affordable whole. So 1, we need to see products as a flow of products. 2, and set a product tag time. 3, ask yourself, what do you keep? What do you change? 4, customer service is your greatest teacher. And 5, deploy new functions with care. We need to produce for quality and flexibility, so we need to engineer the production environment. Production, of course, is mostly about delivery, but to deliver smoothly and seamlessly, you have to solve issues every day. So there is a short time of production, and then there's a long time of learning. The way to bring them both together is Kaizen. In Lean, we first create the environment for Kaizen, which is just in time. The pull system and the Kanban. This allows us to use standards to do what we know how to do. But then we have Andon and Jidoka to make a stop at every issue to learn what we don't know how to do. So we need to investigate every issue and move back to engineering. So from value analysis of the products in production, we can have ideas for value engineering in the products in development. So we invest time in Kaizen, even if it costs us production time, say 1 hour for everyone a week, because we never know when we'll need the knowledge. Things either improve or they backslide. So investing in Kaizen is not just fixing short-term snags, but it's investing in the long time of learning to build our production capabilities and competencies and to create a better union with product design and engineering. So to remember in production is 1, solve delivery issues every day, right away. 2, set a special time for Kaizen in all circumstances because you never know when you'll need the knowledge. And 3, always keep in mind that what you don't improve deteriorates. Then, after production, we need to flow value through the value stream. We need to pull work through the entire chain. So picture yourself in a Toyota supply plant in Japan. There is a Toyota truck in every 15 minutes or 20 minutes in the yard, picking up every part the plant makes. Logistics are like the blood of the supply chain. You don't want it to move in packets. You want it to move fluidly and continuously. In the office of that plant, there's a team of people. Say, these people, are they engineers? No. Are they schedulers? No. Are they planners? No. What did they do? They make sure that parts flow smoothly. They solve upstream and downstream problems. They coordinate and bond the supply chain together. And this is how you create a better union across the supply chain. Value is captured by capillarity. You suck it in, not by extraction, digging it in. It's incredible. It's incredibly powerful. Kanban, you see, Kanban is a trust machine across organizational boundaries. As we solve problems together, we grow closer and stronger. As trust grows, we collaborate better on engineering projects as well and build value through the whole supply chain. This is where competitive advantage really lies. This is real competitive advantage. So in the supply chain loop, 1, pull work through the entire supply chain. 2, invest in people to make sure parts flow smoothly and seamlessly. 3, build trust relationships. And 4, which allow for value analysis and value engineering. All of it rests on respect for people and teamwork. By keeping the big picture in mind, we can now look at every problem as a learning opportunity. No need for defensiveness. In Lean, respect for people is first about making our best effort to understand their point of view, even if it doesn't fit with ours, and make full use of their abilities, their insights, their initiatives, their network. The first step in solving any problem is looking into it at the real place and discovering who needs to talk to whom. What is it they see we can't see? What is it they know we don't know? If we don't listen, we'll never know. Learning is in the long time of learning. It's built on learning moments in the short time. This involves challenging both oneself and other people's reasoning. We need to be tough on the problem and soft on the people. People will follow you if they trust you. If they trust your competency, they see you understand the issues and have a clear idea about how to go about it, and they trust that you care about their success. And if they follow you, they'll get ahead as well. This was my first lesson in Lean. This is what I was taught first. To make products, first we make people. This is how we lead. This is how we win together. So, to summarize, keep the big picture in mind to see every incident as an occasion for learning. No need for defensiveness to different opinions. They're just different opinions. Be tough on the problem and soft on the people. And people will follow you if they trust you. I hope that helps. I hope you have a great online conference. And wherever you are, I wish you a good day or a good night and a good life. Have fun.
Que bacana, né, turma? Vocês viram aí a relação que ele fez entre os 5 princípios do Lean e a liderança Lean, gente, achei sensacional. Pessoal, era isso que a gente tinha para mostrar para vocês da nossa entrevista com o Michael, né? Já trazendo tudo junto, inglês e português, reduziu bastante o tempo de live, né? Quem não entrou no horário ou vai entrar depois, vai ficar salvo no YouTube, então o pessoal pode rever, né? De repente pausar e pegar os melhores insights, mas eu acho que foi uma mistura, uma mescla maravilhosa, né? Entre liderança Lean e os 5 princípios. Queria saber de vocês, pessoal. Escrevam aí no chat se vocês gostaram, se gostaram desse novo formato, se preferem a gente falando aqui normalmente com a pessoa ao vivo. Me digam o que é que vocês preferem, pessoal. Nesse caso também a gente teve um empecilho que foi a questão do fuso horário, né? Então, o cara francês e lá são 4 horas a mais, né? Então, realmente ficou bem mais complicado. Então, a gente preferiu, para não deixar vocês sem conteúdo essa semana, fazendo esse modelo. Bacana, pessoal. Flamingo Azul, conteúdo de grande valor. Carlos Fernando Martins, espetáculo, parabéns, muito bom. Gente, muito obrigado pela presença de vocês. A gente se encontra a qualquer hora, tá bom? Um abração, pessoal. Até mais.
Obrigado, pessoal. Boa noite. Um abraço.